Welcome back aboard the Made of Stone. It's early September, but it feels like summer's just arrived on the west coast. I haven't done that much sailing recently. I've been out on a few little day trips and overnight trips, but I haven't done any of the big trips that I was hoping to do this year. But I thought I'd make the most of this summer weather and get out. I'm just doing another little overnight trip, nothing too extreme. And I thought this time, I'm often in my videos, you may have seen I've had a little go at fishing, but so far I've been unsuccessful. But this time I'm determined to prove my skills as a fisherman and hopefully bring home some fish for tea. We just got on the water. It's blowing about force 3 probably, maybe 12 miles an hour. So it's a nice wind strength. I've got full sail up and we're just going to nosy on around the coast, find a nice spot to anchor and hopefully catch some fish. Tacking up wind at the moment. The wind's still quite good, a good strength. We've got full sail and we're probably doing about 3 to 4 knots. And we're going to go round that distant headland you can see on the left. And once we're around the headland, I think that'll be a good spot for some fish. There's Lara. Jewel pack. Good dogs. Rounded the headland and we've sailed quite a few miles along the shore. Actually, I furled the jib halfway up to make it a bit smaller. It's quite windy out here, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drop the mainsail so we can sail with just the jib and the mizzen. And I think this stretch of coastline is quite good for some fish. And no fish yet. It's actually quite choppy, and fishing and managing the boat was quite difficult with one person. And I'm also conscious of the fact that it's a lee shore and there's these rocks. So even if I was to catch some fish, it would be quite a struggle to get them on board and do all that kind of stuff without drifting too close to the rocks. So I've sailed along a little bit further and I'm going to go into this natural harbour. We're just entering it now. My plan is to sail just into the entrance, or just inside the entrance to where it's a little bit calmer hopefully, and then drop the anchor, and then I can fish from anchor and it'll just be a lot easier hopefully. It's a shame because I know along this stretch of coast, last time I tried I had a really good catch. I think it's forecast to be calmer tomorrow, so fingers crossed tomorrow I can fish along there, and today we're fishing here. So I've come into anchor. I'm anchored behind these rocks. It's a lot more sheltered than it was. It's still quite choppy. I've had a few casts and I've just caught my first pollock. Watch out, lads. It's a good sized fish, about 40 centimetres, so that's dinner sorted. It's a good start. Let's see if we can catch a few more. just filming for ages, cast after cast after cast, and then I thought, oh, if I keep going I'm going to run the battery flat, so I switched it off, having not caught any more, and then I caught this beast. Must be coming on for half a metre. So that's plenty of fish for me and the dogs tonight. So we're going to go further into we're going to go further in down the loch here, hopefully find some calmer water, and then we might head ashore and do some foraging, or at least go for a walk. Found a decent spot to anchor. It's still a little bit rocky out there, as in the sea's rocking the boat, so I might try and come further into this little cove, but I'll see how it is later. You've obviously got to let out enough rope for the depth of water, and then if you're too close to the rocks and the wind changes direction in the night, you can blow onto them. There is this little bit here which is perfectly flat, and it's crossed my mind that I could bring the boat right in here and then tie it off to rocks on either side, so it's held in the middle, and that way it doesn't have any it doesn't move around on the anchor, it just stays sat there. But I'll see how it is later. It's lovely and warm in the sun here. I'm in a little sun trap. I think it's quite windy out at sea now. Been out to the boat for our dinner, and now we're ashore again. Just going to stretch our legs before bed. It's going to be a cracking sunset. There's the Maid of Stone. I did bring her in a little bit closer, and it was a little bit tippy, but not too bad. When we go to sleep, I'll have to move her a bit further out because the high tide at the moment, but when the tide goes out we'll be quite shallow there. Just going to go for a little walk up to this promontory. You can see the cairn up ahead. The dogs are having a little tussle. It's a really great spot for blackberrying here. The blackberries are late this season, you can see lots of them. They're not ripe yet, but there's a few of them just starting to ripen up, so it's perfect for my dessert. Out to the north, see Rum in the distance there. I sailed out to Rum 2 years ago. I was really hoping to go back this year, but I haven't, unfortunately. It looks like there's a square rigged sailing ship, possibly. It's hard to say. Out to the west, got the Isle of Coll. At 8 o'clock the next morning, we had a good night's sleep. The weather calmed down, so yeah, it was all good. It's a beautiful day today, not much wind. The dogs are up and about, they're keen to get off and do something, so I think we're going to go ashore first and have another little walk around. Here's a quick little panorama of the view outside. The water's just incredibly clear today. It's about 6 meters deep. You can see the bottom there, there's razor clamshells down there. Oh. I'm just out in the spruce plantation going on the side of the loch, and I've found these mushrooms. These are called wood hedgehogs, and you can see underneath, focus. You can see underneath they're kind of prickly, so I guess that's where they get their name. But these they're really delicious, so I'm gonna pick a few. There's lots of other mushrooms about as well, but I haven't seen any other. Well, I haven't seen any other edible ones yet. Here we've got another good find. This is a penny bun. This is getting on the large side to eat, but the cap's still in quite good condition. You're lucky to find one that hasn't been eaten by the slugs, so I'm going to take this one as well. There's quite a few of them about. You can see there's more over here and over there, so there's plenty of them about. So we were just continuing and I found this enormous penny bun. I don't know if you can see how big that is. It's too far gone to eat, but amazing to find. You can see these other small ones. They've all gone a bit wet and mouldy. I'm not sure why. But I just thought I'd show you how big they can get. But normally by the time they're this size, they are getting past their best. You can see it looks like mice have been gnawing on this. These little tooth marks. I'm just getting ready to head back out to the boat. I've got a really great haul of mushrooms, probably a kilogram, with the penny bun and the wood hedgehogs. I just thought important to say, mushroom foraging is a really great thing to get into. It's a lot of fun, even if you don't eat them, even if you just ID them. It's really interesting, and they're a fascinating thing to get into. No, watch out. If you do want to collect them to eat, it's really important to take a good book and get a really positive identification, because if you do get them muddled up, you know, there can be serious consequences. I'm only a beginner, I would say a beginner intermediate mushroom forager, and I only know a few of the best ones to eat that are easily recognizable. So hopefully there's not much chance of messing up. It's also important not to collect too many from one particular area, so you know, just don't leave any one area depleted. Just heading out to the boat, and there's 2 sea eagles. Or white-tailed eagles. They always come by when I haven't got the big camera out or I can't get it out. Always good to see. So we've been fishing just outside the loch where I spent the night. I caught one more good sized pollock just off that last headland, which is right on the edge of the loch, and then coming along here I haven't caught anything else. I'm going to keep fishing a little bit longer up to this next headland, but then the wind's building quite nicely now. Well, there's a nice breeze for this wee boat, so once I'm past that next headland, I'm going to put up the mainsail and try and get back to Tobermory. Didn't get any more bites. So we're off under full sail now. It's a nice gentle breeze, so we're going nicely, but it looks ahead like there's less wind, so it'll be interesting to see what it's like. I don't know if you can see that pale of water on the horizon, and that's an indication that there's likely less wind up ahead. As predicted, the wind didn't last for long. Just rounded Tobermory Lighthouse, so we're heading back into the harbour in a minute. So that'll be it for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I'll see you next time.